Hi, my name is Sarah Loitz, and after seeing the play The Hour We Knew Nothing of Each Other in the Forbes Theater at JMU, I chose to make my response video off of Prompt B, which is about performers within the production. The first moment from the production that I chose is when a man enters the stage with a shopping cart filled with assorted cleaning props. These props included a broom, which he used to sweep away some sand and newspaper on stage. This singular man, whom I interpreted as a town maintenance employee, was one of the few with an apparent and recognizable purpose. For most of the other characters in the show, their effort to effectively communicate the story was not as clear or well defined as his. The actor or director chose to make this character comedic, as the audience witnesses his struggle to quickly and effectively clean the mess that was left on stage. His body reflected the struggle by having him repeatedly sweep away at the sand until there was none left. His struggle to clean was a change to a rhythm in the performance, as the show previously maintained a fast pace with several characters circulating the stage at one moment. This slower pace, combined with an extended focus on one character, impacted the storytelling by giving dimension to these characters as well as demonstrating his mundane existence. This mundane existence is a common theme within the show. The specific choice the maintenance employee made physically pertains to how he cleaned the stage and the distance he kept from the audience. This helped me as an audience member better understand the status of this character in the town and his essence. As other characters were assimilated into the audience itself, or broke the fourth wall in over-the-top ways, the maintenance character was professional, stayed exclusively on stage, and made no effort to act in similar over-the-top ways as other characters in the show. He could have been lazy and swept the sand and newspaper into the audience, or not to completion, but instead he chose to acknowledge his comedic struggle. He nodded to the audience who watched and stayed focused on his job, which was to clean the mess made on stage. The second moment I chose is a part of the opening scene of the performance. A man dressed in business casual clothing enters. He looks around and chooses a seemingly random seat right in the first row of the audience. This character acted very naturally, as if he was an actual audience member selecting a random seat to sit in. As the show proceeded, he sat until the very end, where he left with the same ordinary demeanor that he entered with. His method of choosing a seat in the audience was effective in communicating the story because it was as natural as someone sitting in a park bench. Every day, people choose to sit and watch the world pass by, whether that be in the park or a library or even Starbucks. It doesn't really matter. This character impacted the story by helping the audience realize the show revolved around ordinary life and everyday acts. By sitting in the audience section, the actor or director chose to invade the audience's space. After his initial entrance, he blended into the show as if he were another audience member, but there were a handful of moments an actor on stage acknowledged his presence. This acknowledgement was not very endearing, as she suspiciously looked at and away from him in a visible but unclear manner. This gave a dimension of distrust to his character, but he did not seem impacted by her odd looks as he continued to sit and watch the performance. This gave him a sort of dominance over the other actors, as his role in the production was dissimilar to any other. It also helped give the character dimension, as he is no longer just an actor in the audience, but someone within the show who watches the actors but does not actively participate in their performance.